Experiencing is the secret.
The self-image is changed, for better or worse, not by intellect alone, nor by intellectual knowledge alone, but by experiencing. Wittingly or unwittingly, you developed your self-image by your creative experiencing in the past. You can change it by the same method. It is not the child who is taught about love, but the child who has experienced love that grows into a healthy, happy, well-adjusted child. Our present state of self-confidence and poise is the result of what we have experienced rather than what we have learned intellectually. Self-image psychology also bridges the gap and resolves the apparent conflicts between the various therapeutic methods used today. It furnishes a common denominator for direct and indirect counseling, clinical psychology, psychoanalysis, and even autosuggestion. All in one way or another use creative experiencing to build a better self-image. Regardless of theories, this is what really happens. For example, in the therapeutic situation employed by the psychoanalytical school. The analyst never criticizes, disapproves, or moralizes, is never shocked as the patient pours out his fears, his shames, his guilt feelings, and his bad thoughts. For perhaps the first time in his life, the patient experiences acceptance as a human being. He feels that his self has some worth and dignity, and he comes to accept himself and to conceive of his self in new terms.
Science discovers synthetic experience.
Another discovery, this time in the field of experimental and clinical psychology, enables us to use experiencing as a direct and controlled method of changing the self-image. Actual real-life experience can be a hard and ruthless teacher. Throw a man in water over his head, and the experience may teach him to swim. The same experience may cause another man to drown. The army makes a man out of many young boys, but there is no doubting that army experience also makes many psychoneurotics. For centuries, it has been recognized that nothing succeeds like success. We learn to function successfully by experiencing success. Memories of past successes act as a built-in stored information which gives us self-confidence for the present task. But how can a person draw upon memories of past successful experience when he has experienced only failure? His plight is somewhat comparable to the young man who cannot secure a job because he has no experience, and cannot acquire experience because he cannot get a job. This dilemma was solved by another important discovery, which, for all practical purposes, allows us to synthesize experience, to literally create experience and control it in the laboratory of our minds. Experimental and clinical psychologists have proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the human nervous system cannot tell the difference between an actual experience and an experience imagined vividly and in detail. Although this may appear to be a rather extravagant statement, in this book we will examine some controlled laboratory experiments where this type of synthetic experience has been used in very practical ways to improve skill in dart throwing and shooting basketball goals. We will see it at work in the lives of individuals who have used it to improve their skill in public speaking, overcome fear of the dentist, develop social poise, develop self-confidence, sell more goods, become more proficient in chess, and in practically every other conceivable type of situation where experience is recognized to bring success. We will take a look at an amazing experiment in which two prominent doctors arranged things so that neurotics could experience normally, and thereby cured them. Perhaps most important of all, we will learn how chronically unhappy people have learned to enjoy life by experiencing happiness.